Appreciate you joining me today. We're going to be looking at one of the passages that speaks about salt. Today, our hymn is called Soul, Adorn Thyself with Gladness.
Soul, adorn thyself with gladness. Leave behind all gloom and sadness. Come into the daylight splendor. There with joy thy praises render. Unto him whose grace unbounded hath this wondrous supper founded. High o'er all the heavens he reigneth, yet to dwell with thee he deigneth.
Let's look at our other verses. Hasten as a bride to meet him, and with loving reverence greet him, for with words of life immortal, now he knocketh at thy portal. Haste to ope the gates before him, saying, while thou dost adore him, suffer, Lord, that I receive thee, yet I nevermore will leave thee. He who craves a precious treasure, neither cost nor pain will measure, but the priceless gifts of heaven God to us hath freely given. Though the wealth of earth were proffered, naught would buy the gifts here offered, Christ's true body for thee riven, and his blood for thee once given. Ah, now hungers all my spirit for the love I do not merit. Oft have I, with sighs fast thronging, thought upon this food with longing. In the battle well nigh worsted, for this cup of life have thirsted, for the friend who here invites us, and to God himself unites us. Soul, adorn thyself with gladness. The passage is Luke 14 at verse 34. As it says, salt is good, but if the salt has lost its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is neither fit for the land, nor for the dunghill, but men throw it out. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. You know, in thinking about the salt and how salt loses its flavor, and scientifically, we know how it happens. It mixes with other things. And so in thinking about when righteousness mixes with worldliness, that's ultimately how salt loses its flavor. But you know, in looking at this passage, I thought we might back up and see what comes right before this. Look just right before this. As it says, now great multitudes went with him, and he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Can family cause the salt to lose its flavor? And it absolutely can. It absolutely can. It absolutely does. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. When family issues, when family comes first, the Lord does not come first then. When what mother and father say comes first, then the Lord does not come first. People are people pleasers. And we are called to do what's pleasing to the Lord. And so if we choose mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or our children, the salt has lost its flavor. Better be careful. And not just family, but of course your own life also. Verse 27, and whoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Our own self. It is so easy to just say, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to go wherever I want to go. That's what I'm going to do. The person who has that mentality, they have become their own God. Just like the foolish farmer. The foolish farmer who prayed, he said, soul, you have many. He starts speaking to himself in the third person. Soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry. How we view ourselves shows whether or not we are, to quote that passage again, because it's pretty strong language. Salt is good, but if the salt has lost its flavor, it's neither fit for the land nor for the dunghill. Salt had a number of different purposes in ancient times. And so you would use it to season food, flavoring. You would use it as an antiseptic. You might think about gargling with salt water. We do that even today. You might think about sacrifices. You might think about a number of things, but sort of the last thing that it was used for, they would sprinkle it on dunghills to dehydrate the dunghill, to cut down the smell. But at this point, it's like if it's not even salt anymore. It's mixed with so much worldliness, it's not even good for the dunghill. That's how bad it is. And that's what happens to us when we have lost our flavor. It's like, then what good are we? We're like that fig tree that doesn't bear fruit. What does the man say when he comes to the tree and it's not bearing fruit within the parable? And he says, cut it down. Why is it taking up room? See, that's how we can be. If we're not bearing fruit, what does the Lord say? What are you here for then? If the salt has lost its flavor, it's not good for anything. The Lord wants us to be good for those around us, bringing Him glory. Ultimately, in the passage before this is the passage where it talks about the cost of discipleship. Verse 28, whoever intends to build a tower, if you don't sit down first and count the cost, you don't have enough to finish it. And the point is, you're not going to be able to do this on your own. What king going to make war against another king does not sit down first and count and consider whether he's able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? Verse 33, likewise, whoever of you does not forsake all that he has cannot be my disciple. That's what we're called to do. We have to forsake all. We have to forsake all worldliness. We have to lay aside the wickedness and receive with meekness the implanted word. If we don't forsake all, if we don't do this, then ultimately we cannot be that. The peace from above is first pure, according to James. And if we are not pure, if we are defiled, that defilement gets worse and worse. And at a certain point, it's if salt has lost its flavor, you can't make it more salty. You can't do it. If salt has broken down and it's become something else, and it's not like if you sprinkle salt on it, it becomes, oh, it's magically salty again. Nope. You have to forsake all. That means repentance. That's what that means. You got to forsake all. Whether we're talking about family, whether we're talking about self, or whether we're talking about worldliness, that's what we're called to do. And so, soul, adorn thyself with gladness. What are we adorned with? The Lord said to have salt within yourselves. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.